Welcome back, ladies and gents, to Phaser TV. We are here once again for Star Series action all day. We've got 9 more matches to go through. We do have another HellRaisers game. We have HellRaisers up against Epsilon, the French squad. Would also be on Dust 2 as well. So we'll have to see how Epsilon can actually tackle the awesomeness that is, well, that we just saw, which was mostly just Angel and Simple, really pulling out the frags, but also, players like Dosia and Kucher just making these really strong pushes here, there, and everywhere across the map. So let's just jump into it. We're pretty much ready to go, so we will jump into the game and get the action started. So certainly a strong performance previously. A performance that saw HellRaisers establishing economic control very early on the CT side. And this really was what was the huge struggle for the Lone Rangers. Let's see how Epsilon deal with the pistol round here. We do have a GMX tossing over the flash there towards A, trying to actually delay rotation here as the push comes in onto B. As we can see now, there it goes. Future in a great position though with the USP, long range. Only does get 1 frag so far. In come all those players from Epsilon. Future is going to go down. Limited damage done now as they run rampant on the sites, but it will be Scream to take down Angel and to calm things down somewhat before the flashes pop over as the retake does come in here, and Epsilon holding it fairly well thus far. And there we go. Going to get ourselves around here for Epsilon, and a great 2 versus 3 there. And, very brave in the face of the 3 players from HellRaisers as they held onto the sites. And Epsilon already going to be in with their buy, obviously. But the scouts coming out from HellRaisers. Simple, Markelov, and Angel, the triple scouts. Oh yes, if only James were here, he would be quite excited by this prospect. And looks like so far Epsilon are playing the very standard slow round. We're seeing the jump shots here from Markelov. And so far, he's not going to find anything just yet. Epsilon will have heard the scouts rattling off in the distance at the very least. And now we'll know somewhat at least what to expect. But perhaps they won't count on the triple scout as they hop into that B bomb site. We do see that already there is a kill taken by Angel onto PM. Epsilon at the moment just going to go for this A play, it seems like. Up short, GMX just going to check it by himself. Might just catch Markelov in the side. Markelov turning around, gets the tag. And look at this. Epsilon can barely move without getting tagged by a scout. Going to see a couple kills coming in from FXO or Foxy Zero. And Uzzziii going to go down as well. It's a 3 versus 3. So far, so good for HellRaisers. Oh, hello. Markelov with a great headshot through the doors. And that's going to be a 2 versus 3 situation. But GMX with the cleanup from the back. And we're going to have Kucher alone with the bomb. So this is very doable here for Kucher. As he does just make sure that he does hold on to a good position. Make sure that the flank is clean. You can see Kucher going to just go all the way around, actually. He's committing completely to this. This is very risky, but very smart, actually. It could make him look like a genius. Let's have a look and see how this goes. They are looking towards the double doors, of course, but there goes the jump across. Scream going to kill Kucher. And we have ourselves the 2 rounds for Epsilon and a 0 for HellRaisers. But HellRaisers with a lot of damage, forcing 3 rebuys. Can really see the impact to the economy of Epsilon. So, in goes Markelov, out goes Markelov as the A push comes in. Going to get a lot of players on long for Epsilon. Just going to be a bit of a shooting gallery here with the rifles. And so far so good. As they make their way across the crossover, they get the smokes in place, getting those entries that they need. In comes the push up mid from the rotating players of HellRaisers. And so far, it's looking like they're actually able to find a few frags. Simple with a nice one to PM. And we do have these nades being tossed over by Uzzziii in this position. So far, so good. It's looking like he's going to pick up 1 kill with it. There's the second kill, the AK. FXO going to catch Future boxed in, and there is the cleanup. So 2 kills done there as well. So I think HellRaisers are going to be very, very pleased with themselves overall with the damage that they were able to incur. And they're going to be able to put forward their buy. Alright, Simple with the AWP, going to be going for the very fast short push. So Simple in a position to really mess things up here for Epsilon, but look at that, Scream was so fast up short, and Dosia now going to have to back away a little bit, or perhaps pop flash and repeat. Looks like he's going for the latter, as we do see the push coming up short, slowly but surely, and the A split is kind of going into HellRaisers right now. Markelov going to go down as Kucher rains in the bullets from below, also goes down. Effortless performance so far from Epsilon, as we have Angel coming in from the back, and Uzzziii, who was solely tasked with catching rotating players, does his job fantastically. Epsilon with a very good round, and already HellRaisers are looking very, very, very tight on the money. And once again, this is really the hard thing with us too often as a CT side, actually gaining some form of economic stability always seems to be very tough. Gonna see some good action there on mid from FXO, just keeping tabs on who's going where. Great little shot there as well, as the picks are coming in slowly but surely, and obviously just dealing with the pistols. It's not too complicated. You know, Epsilon have shown a very, very strong series of rounds so far against these inferior buys of HellRaisers as they gun them all down. We're going to see Kucher alone with that scout, and not going to find all too much just yet as they try to pick away at him slowly. And Kucher, I definitely don't envy his position. Aim punch going to cause that shot to go way up into the sky, and Epsilon clean it up. So, looking at the money now, we're going to see the full buy coming in from HellRaisers. Who is going to be on what? Do have Dosia with loads of money, and there it is. He goes for the M4. We see the open simple, of course. So the standard setup coming from HellRaisers, simple. Usually the man to give HellRaisers a good start to their rounds on the CT side. Let's see what he's able to accomplish here. Is boosted above the smoke, so we can see towards short. This is why the smoke on top of the Xbox itself is incredibly important, because you can't circumvent it with small boosts like that. We're going to see now the very delayed take of short. We can see that HellRaisers don't have any players up there, so this should be, you know, a given here for Epsilon as PM makes his way up. And this is the standard setup right now from Epsilon. They've got the threat onto the A split. They've got the threat onto the B split. Really, HellRaisers just have to react now to what comes in. You see a couple players and a Molotov going in. That's going to force a bit of a rotation here. And the committed play is starting to come in here as the frags also come in. Epsilon doing a good job on the entry. We do have Dosia in a good position here. He needs to take down at least one player in this spot, and one of them is very low. Dosia does get himself a frag onto Uzzziii. The bomb is dropped on the site, and the rotation is coming in. They don't have anyone up short just yet. This PM is... Oh, he might just get taken out by this grenade. Oh, he just loses 2 points of health, and then sprays down Markelov. 3-on-3 situation now, as the bomb does go down, and Epsilon stabilize. But looks like Dosia is going to be able to find a kill onto Foxy Zero, as 2 more frags come in, and Kucher going to clean up the round. So HellRaisers finally get themselves on the board. Very important round for them. Very very back and forth round. I mean, we saw a lot of interesting moments there, where of course, you know, at first it looked very good, then it looked kind of impossible with the bomb down and, you know, all the players rotating in and everything like that, and not having anybody in short. And then they were finally able to actually get the kill and then get it down. Luckily that nade didn't kill. I think it was I think it was PM with like 16 health. If that had killed PM, the round would have been over. So smallest of margins can win rounds in Counter-Strike, obviously. So once again, we're seeing the default round coming into play. And again, you know, typically the way the default round works on this map is it's about taking, you know, the basic areas for the T side. We have outside long, see GMX there. We're actually seeing Scream trying to peek in there for a pick. Markelov might actually just find his angle. Scream goes for the one-on-one. Doesn't quite find it. Going to toss across the Molotov here to force him out of the position. Maybe get the peek, but doesn't actually get that. And we've got FXO actually, you know, still looking down the angle. B split threat is pretty huge right now. HellRaisers is definitely going to feel that. And they do lose long right now. So the play for B becomes very, very, very likely from Epsilon. HellRaisers is likely to also read this situation as we see FXO going onto the angle, gets a shot onto Kucher. Scream there with the support. as they go back a little bit. Looks like they're going to take it up short. They lose the player in Dark as well. So HellRaisers, they win Dark, they win Long. And now there's nowhere else to go for Scream and FX Show, but short. And it looks like Simple is going to take down FX Show. Wonderfully played there by HellRaisers. They did really well to actually, you know, suss out exactly what was happening. But to, you know, briefly continue the thought about the kind of default round. Usually it's you send the two players, you know, through Dark at the start of the spawn. You got the one player, you know, around this area. So easy to draw lines with a wireless mouse. And you get the smoke on Xbox, you get the smoke on middle, and this allows you to have control of outside long, all of Dark. You move in, you take mid, you take short, and then from that point onwards, you know, you have a lot of map control. It's much like Inferno, where you take Banana, you take Apartments, you know, you force CTs back from mid. It's the same principle, and this is what we saw the previous round from Epsilon. But right now, HellRaisers are holding pretty strong. Dosia going to go with the push. Did this so much against the Rangers, and it almost always was working out for him. Dosia going to go down though, and we do see GMX just playing defensively on Long. So already winning positions here. This is going to really put HellRaisers to a bit of a hard call here. Do they just stay, you know, split 2 on A, 2 on B, or do they try to actually go for a bit of a gamble? Seems like Epsilon want to make their way up mid for this this B split, as some grenades come in from short just to delay them a little bit. And here we go. It's going to be about this aim here from these players. Kucher going to be able to spray down Scream. Gets the second onto PM, cutting this split in half right now, as Angel gets the spray down on Uzzziii. Is there a way in for Epsilon? I don't know. FX Joe is trying to punch his way in with the AWP, but it's too little, too late now, with no one left standing on the French side. So very hard times here for certain. Unfortunately for Epsilon here, HellRaisers doing a great job in the defense, and you know, it worked out. It worked out basically just, again, you know, to the individual skill. Had only one frag been found by, I believe it was Markelov, I think it was Markelov, over at the B double doors. If there had only been one frag there, then, you know, it would have changed the situation enormously, because then there would be, you know, the split from the double doors and from Dark at once. And FX Show, after making that frag, they would have actually been able to push in and maybe take the site. But really big performance there. They invested on having a guy on short to delay the rotation from A, so trying to do as much as they could to make it work, but perhaps they needed that extra man to be with them on the initial push through mid. Epsilon though, they are 5 rounds up already, so you know, by no means in an uncomfortable position. Gonna see the long take coming in from them as the threat for the A split goes in. What a flash! Their hands just covering their eyes. They kind of can't see a single thing. Dosia finally recovers from that flash, does take the frag. Great shot there from Markelov. Ooh, might just find another one. Got a 3-on-3 situation now. Things all even here on Dust 2 as Kucher, he's making his way up the back with haste. He tosses in his grenades there. Wonderful stuff with that Molotov, going to force them out of the smoke, off the site. And Angel coming in from crossover. What can he accomplish? Gets a single kill there. It's going to be FX here on next to nothing health-wise. Gets himself on the site. There's Markelov in the smoke. Angel going to go around as GMX with a very timely peek. Wonderfully done by GMX, taking down the 2 remaining players. And we do have another round here for Epsilon, as the bank is close to broken for HellRaisers. And we can see quite how badly off they are. Enough for Simple to have an AWP. Obviously the most important thing for them, but at the same, on the same note, 2 of them with pistols. Now it doesn't quite matter as much. Now it actually turns out it's kind of like an efficient use of how they spent the money. Either way, Kucher going to be on Dark with this AWP, and let's see if he's able to find a frag here. You know, the default round coming in here for Epsilon once again, taking map control. They've removed mid presence, so this might just give HellRaisers a reason to try to push someone down a position. The thing is that every single player from HellRaisers is alone right now. They're all very pickable. They're all very 2 versus 1-able. So we'll have to see if Epsilon are able to find any of those 2v1s. As we do, I think, have Dosia, or actually, it's actually Angel this time with the CZ here. Close range going to take down PM, pick up the AK, and that's a massive, massive blow here to Epsilon. Now they're all squared up here. They go into Angel's position and they make the kill. Exploding out along our Epsilon now as they just go for the full long play. HellRaisers are rotating now. As FX Show does look in towards that bomb site. There's not many players spotted just yet. Scream checking the car. We'll find Dosia as he makes their way past the crossover, past the smoke, the gap there. Kucher going to miss the shot. And we do have HellRaisers in a position where perhaps they'd like to save these weapons. Their bank is completely broken now. Markelov, though, is in a position where he's going to have to try to do something. He's too deep in here. Does he actually have a window to actually escape? He's going to keep going for this. See what other frags he can actually get on the board. Looks like so far so good for Epsilon, as they have taken this round, it seems. So then, Kucher going to be keeping his AWP alive. Unfortunately, there shouldn't be enough money for them to actually buy alongside this. It's very unlikely. I just have to quickly check. Yeah, they are incredibly poor at the moment. So this is going to be an eco with simple on the AWP. There's a lot of things that they can do with this, but it's very likely they're just going to play a standard picking round. So just very standard. Leave simple to do his normal shots. Get the AWP duel on mid. This is really good to go for challenges like this when his teammates have pistols. Oh, gets the shot onto PM. Great stuff there from Simple. Can he find himself number 2? There is a guy in Suicide. He might just find him. Must be FX Show. And they actually trade off another player as Markelov does quickly grab that AWP. Simple's in a position where he could actually get another frag, very feasibly so. Going to try to jump on top of the boxes to be able to see over the smoke movement coming in here from Simple, but they are making their way up to A. Very smart. And oh, the bomb is actually going B. Are you kidding me? That is very elaborate. Let's see if that actually ends up paying off for them. Kucher coming in with the CZ towards Dark. He's actually going to find the bomber very soon. FX Show does respond in time. And Simple on the site. Oh, whiffing the close range shot. Will only get one more chance at this shot. And he will miss as Uzzziii comes in with the frag. And Epsilon move 8-3 on the scoreboard. And generally speaking, it seems like HellRaisers, they're not able to get the bank going. The rounds where they, even the rounds where they have terrible buys, they are doing really well. But we're gonna have to see what they put together now. They don't have an AWP in the hands of Simple. They have very limited grenades, so this might force them to more of a proactive response to find out what's going on, as the grenades aren't there to help them to provide that utility. Good entry there from GMX. And we do see Epsilon slowly working their way into long. They don't have to continue pushing up long. Just having long in of itself is a big threat, especially when HellRaisers are already man down. Gonna lose Angel now. Great, peek and step by Uzzziii. And now HellRaisers looking quite bad at the moment. Kucher gonna make his way slowly towards Xbox. There is the frag onto PM. And we do have Epsilon slowly but surely making their way up onto the A bomb site. Their intentions for this A split pretty well known. Great tap there from Scream. Will find himself Simple. And there's 2 more players towards CT spawn. Epsilon going to toss over that bomb and let the bomb be planted there. I think you're actually going to go for the peaks here on crossover. And, Kucher, Markelov going to be saving these weapons. Things aren't going so well for them. And they just seem to be getting picked at the moment. They're just getting picked off. And as soon as you get picked, you lose positions. You lose positions. The terrorists get, very strong percentage plays or high percentage plays into bomb sites, and they get the bomb down, and the percentage for you to actually win the round just drops significantly. And this is what we're really seeing. I mean, the lack of grenades definitely didn't help them out there. Losing the jewels on long, certainly a big struggle here. And so far, it looks like Epsilon are just outskilling HellRaisers, which is something that, considering the past, looking at the round previous, the match previous to this against the last, the Lone Rangers, someone's called them the last result there. That's actually very, very surprising to see. I mean, that was a match in which they looked very good on the execution, but it was very much that the Lone Rangers were playing into HellRaisers' game plan. But Epsilon right now Once again, going for a bit of a split here across the map. Going to be, you know, expanding into mid and short in a timely fashion. And HellRaisers, they wait patiently for their picks. They wait patiently for their duels. Once again, they're all very spread out here. There's no real team play setups anywhere apart from on the B side. But even still, on the B side, we have a crossfire as Kucher moves closer towards mid here, as the threat towards mid is becoming quite large. We have Simple and Kucher ready for this kind of crossfire on mid. If they are to go through, there goes the CT spawn smoke. Simple going to position himself in front of it in case they were trying to push through. But the fact that they're not going through right now as the smoke pops really indicates that, you know, they have to watch out for this short play, as not seeing anyone up mid after that smoke pops means that, or it makes it very likely that they're not doing something that's a B split. So let's have a look now. It seems like not much is coming in at all, and Epsilon are just actually waiting it out at the moment. They're still just trying to force HellRaisers to move around a lot and find themselves in a positional mistake, which they can exploit with a quick frag. And Simple going to throw in the flash as they now go out mid once again. He does not take the kill. It's going to be GMX that finds it. And all of a sudden, we have Epsilon just crushing through onto that B bomb site. And Dosia going to find himself the kill onto Scream. Will pick himself up that AK-47. But by and large, this is looking very outrageous at the moment for Dosia. Just trying to see if he can find himself the pick. I mean, he can't really move forwards. And FXio, it's like he knows. Psychic timing there. Great stuff from FXio. 10-3, and HellRaisers looking very, very poor indeed on the CT side. It is obviously a two-sided map, so it's something you need to bear in mind. And whenever this happens, and they got off to a bad economic start, so you know, if they're able to scrap together 5 rounds, and they're able to take the pistol round, you know, it's definitely doable. And they're going for a big commitment towards long, and the guess is just wrong. The push coming out so fast onto the B bomb site, and HellRaisers are having a lot of problems now. They gambled incorrectly, and they're getting punished. Now they're just going to save all their weapons. So now would be a good time to go put the kettle on, guys, because they are just all going to be sitting at long until the bomb explodes, and that's it really. Just save those weapons. The gamble didn't work out. They cut their losses. Only lost Angel, and we'll have to see if they're able to pull in, you know, the fourth round, the last possible round, as we get the hunt coming in from Epsilon. And we do have Kucher on the site, so they're actually going to boost up onto the site. He's spotted now, and he actually gets wallbanged to death by GMX. And we might just get a peek from Markelov there. They can likely predict that there's at least one player in the pit. If there's a double or triple peek here from the guys in the pit, they might actually pick up some kills. There go the flashes, and actually they're going to make some kills at the end of the round, but they lose 2 of the 4 weapons they tried to save. And we're going to see the rebuy here with the pharmacists and everything. And when was it that HellRaisers ever played from a good money position? Just never. It just never happened on the CT side for them. Epsilon always just winning these key rounds to completely just reset them constantly. And they're just going to hit the hard push. Angel with a quick double on the board, as they do fall back down into Dark, having been rejected from the B site. But here comes the wraparound from HellRaisers, looking very good. GMX with a good frag onto Markelov. Gets the spray onto Simple as well, and might just find himself another frag. There's a duel coming up in mid, as Dosia looks on from T-spawn. Gets himself an easy frag. PM in a 1-on-3 now. Dust 2 is one of those maps where situations like this are actually surprisingly doable, because you can find yourself so many 1-on-1s at such different angles and ranges. So PM now, his position is known. Gonna smoke off, try to get himself through CT spawn perhaps, as he's got a guy behind him. He's got guys at B, he's gonna get spammed through the smoke. Well done there by HellRaisers. They do take the 4th round. That does give them some hope moving into the next half. We'll have to see if they can deliver though, if they've got the goods. And a lot of it obviously comes down to that pistol round, which is, as always, very crucial. But in a position like this, where their money was just completely, they were just completely money screwed for the entire game, they're going to pretty much have to put Epsilon in the same position. And that's really, again, the dilemma on this map as the CTs, is building that bank. You can often find yourself playing these games, these very scrappy games, where you just never quite have the buy that you want. And Epsilon have been doing a really good job when it comes to all of the picking situations, and they've hit some of these rushes in really timely manners. They've used delays, they've forced rotations after getting these early round picks. We never saw Simple really able to open up the rounds for HellRaisers. It was HellRaisers never really extended themselves like they did with confidence against the Lone Rangers into aggressive CTE setups. For example, a double man push down short, or a dark take, or even, really trying to push that along all that much. They generally were just kind of playing very passive and reactively, and this was just largely because they were feeling the pressure of that money. And at the moment, we jump ourselves into pistol round. Slow start here, but Markelov wants to start off with a bang, trying to get himself out the double doors. And it seems like Markelov might even find a frag soon. FXO very close here. Good position to hear it, stepping on short. Looks like Scream going to take down Markelov though, as the bullets rain in from those double doors. 3 players on either side here. FXO just sitting close. In go the pop flash. Out goes FXO. Gets the easy kill onto Kucher. And we get ourselves a squared up situation. It is 3 on 3. And the bomb is dropped on the site. Angel is there on the angle. Somewhat of a pistol aficionado there, but he's not going to be able to get anything. Dosia does take down PM. Got a good angle on the remaining 2 players. As Simple goes for his peaks, and so far is largely successful. In comes FXO, cannot do it. HellRaisers do make themselves a victory on the pistol round. Very, very good stuff for them. Very important stuff for them. So now we're going to see, obviously, the buy coming for Epsilon. This is a gamble, but it's smart in a map like this. Really trying to disrupt the economy as soon as possible for HellRaisers. I don't know if this is as effective or as potent on the CT side as it is the T side, but we're going to see the first kill coming in from Uzzziii. Good stuff there. Uzzziii making the double, and we do see now HellRaisers trying to make their way in, bully their way into long, but the bomb is dropped. The duel's won by HellRaisers, by Epsilon rather, and Kucher coming in from the back with the Galil might just try to recover this bomb. He's against 3 players at the moment, and he's it's going to be quite a lot of weapons on the floor at long, and these are weapons that are being collected now by Epsilon. In comes Kucher though with the Galil. Is he just waiting? And there is the first kill on the man in pit, but Kucher not going to get anything else. So then, going to see obviously the buy coming in for Epsilon now. This is pretty much the most depressing thing that could have happened for HellRaisers. Winning the pistol round, getting kind of crushed, and we see all the weapons now. Even in AK Galil on Epsilon, as well as the M4 and the 2 FAMASes. They got a couple scouts, so it's really going to be the return from HellRaisers. Can they do what Epsilon did to them? And in comes the aggression. Epsilon, FXO with a lot of damage onto Angel. Gets the information too, falls back. Scream going to make it safe so that they can't re-peek him as he's getting himself to a new position. And a free bit of information and a free 75 damage. Markelov going to make his way up short. And desperately they need somebody to come out with a frag here. Somebody to find a head with that scout or P250. GMX though, ready with his after image FAMAS. It's like so far not too many frags to be found here. Scream going to be able to tap off some heads. Looks like he's going to make 2 heads roll with that Galil. And now we have 3 players left for HellRaisers, as Epsilon are in a position, if they win this clean, they're going to have a massive bank going for them. And it's just Markelov left. He's under immense pressure. Oh, the knife from FXO! That is 1,500 in the bank. Cha-ching! And he's going to be in a great position now to just buy up those AWPs, whatever he wants. But if they want, they can just keep these weapons and just keep grinding out the money, and not rebuying until they're actually just forced to go for the rebuy. That is a really efficient way to play. And that's what they're going to go for. There's no reason to buy, just yet. I mean, HellRaisers are going to have just pistols, and they're going to go for the full eco. Just Glocks. I mean, 1 CZ. Oh, well, they're actually going to find a kill onto FXO, who was super aggressive in middle, and that's the FAMAS there for Simple. They've got to be careful not to let this get out of hand. That is quite an extravagant skin there. Masterpiece M4. I think that was on GMX, was it? No, it was on Uzzziii there. Look at that. That's pretty interesting. Anyway, now I'm past my skin appreciation. We're going to see the frags begin to roll in. Surely, as Uzzziii actually backs away from his position, not getting a clear angle. You can hear them moving up along slowly. He has a lot of support here on these Rangers with the rifle. And HellRaisers going to make their way in. Kucher, first man on the entry. Spots. Oh, Uzzziii down at the car straight away. And that's going to be M4 picked up very shortly by HellRaisers, as it looks like they're going to push GMX off of his position further onto the site. They take the weapons and they're falling back. 35 seconds left on the clock. They've recovered themselves 2 guns, and Epsilon are certainly in trouble now. But with the time playing against HellRaisers, Epsilon can know that the next time that they see some players figured out where the bomb is going to go. PM, the good opening frag. Towards middle, there's the second one. 2 players left though, only one of them with a rifle, it's Markelov. You can see Dosia, the man planting on the site, and Markelov, the one with that M4, and he's over it long. Bomb does go down. Dosia, that is brave, going for the peak there on crossover. And Epsilon would do very well to get onto the site now. Ooh, looks like a good kill coming in from Dosia. PM going for the spray. Trying to see if he can find the head of Dosia. Dosia going to pop out with the FAMAS, and he might just have help coming in very shortly. PM pulling out the CZ, but too much time has already ticked as they try to jump down on top of him and go for those kills, but PM just will simply take 2 frags and survive with the AK. So Epsilon, not having bought on the previous rounds, they're going to have loads of money. Look at this, tons of cash, and FXO for sure going to be up on that that AWP action. And PM is the player that it would be interesting to see, him double AWPing with FXO. But alas, we're not going to see that just yet. Simple going to whiff the first shot there, as Epsilon are in a position once more, as we can see, to break the bank. In fact, this round means 2 for both teams. So if HellRaisers grab this one, they're on 8 to 13. If Epsilon grab it, they've pretty much won the game. So big round here for Epsilon. And so far, we do not see all that much, but the default strats coming out from HellRaisers, just getting some map control slowly but surely. And they're very tight setup on B here, leaving middle completely open, which is certainly a viable way to play this. They do have FXO who can drop down into CT and try to spot some players as they push up mid. Here comes the B split though, and Scream is certainly going to be put to the test very shortly. Over by the double doors, in comes Angel. Scream's going to spot him. There goes the smoke. The call's coming out. PM with the great shot there. Does take him down. Now Scream in a really important position here. He's got to get a couple of frags for sure. Only gets 1. And it's a 3-on-3 situation now. We do have GMX fast on the back, on the flank. Simple going to cast him aside. 2-on-1 now. Uzzziii, last man standing for Epsilon, as they are on the site now. And that bomb's soon to be planted. There it is. Now things calm down as Uzzziii has some time to play with. The smoke is going. Reload coming in there. Uzzziii going to go straight in. Gets taken down. And HellRaisers going to actually force themselves, I think, an eco. I don't know if that's actually happened. I don't think that's happened apart from the pistol round in the entire match. So Epsilon going to be properly ecoing here. I mean, the previous eco they did actually win. So for Epsilon, for HellRaisers' sake, I hope that they're able to avoid that. Last time it was the success of a long challenge. Angel with the Mac 10, always the Mac 10 buys. Gonna find himself Scream. And we're seeing the setup towards long. Is he gonna go in with the pop flash? Not gonna find anything at all. GMX kick down simple. The trace coming in, and obviously in favor greatly of HellRaisers as they clean up this eco. The menacing leak is the one that remains here for Epsilon. Pretty much the most awesome name ever. I think it's like Leprao Malefique, something like that. The menacing leak, I don't know. Something along those lines. I'm sure that I butchered that completely. Either way, gonna see the buy coming in. PM on the AWP instead of FXO. Just mixing it up. There goes the flash. This is like the Oh, this is. Oh, he actually got the tag onto Simple and everything. Yeah, that's the move we see Smiths do more or less every single time on mid with the AWP. Flash over and then the AWP peek. Epsilon are pretty strong on pretty much all the positions at the moment. FXYO just going for the spot, the spotting position on short. Able to drop down if he sees anything. Obviously, you really like AWPs in this spot, where you can take one shot, maybe get a frag and fall back. Angel going onto the angle, gets flashed. Great team play. And he's going to fall down, changing position. Very smart. Epsilon holding on well at the moment. And HellRaisers have to decide now where they want to go. Obviously, if they go for the A split, they have to deal with Uzzziii, who is in the pit. And that's going to be quite awkward. So we'll have to see now how they decide to play this. It could be that Dosia is the man that goes towards long by himself and just tries to win the one-on-one. We have a great setup here coming in onto the A side on the defense for Epsilon. Kucher might just be the man to make the entry here, though. Spots ahead, will not find the shot, and now the call's going to go to the team. The rotation from Epsilon coming in now from B. HellRaisers, the clock is on them as they make the frags into the bomb site. They're all insanely low at the moment. 27 health, Dosia, 19, Simple. Scream going to make his way around for the frags. And we're going to see the cleanup as Epsilon take round number 14. And we get one more buy from HellRaisers. This is their last chance now to save this match. This is the last opportunity for them to potentially bring a win to the board. Double up setup coming in from the CTs, PM and FXYO. This is the first time we've seen them doing this, and Simple already going to pick off Uzzziii on long. Big play. They don't have to commit to long, as we see GMX now trying to... oh, nice little underhanded grenade. They're going to run smoke. He's mad. He's absolutely crazy. Dosia does gun him down, and it's a 3-on-2. Two of them being AWPs. And Epsilon's PM and FXYO are going to have to come out with some seriously sick frags here now. With all those smokes down, a lot of position can be gained by HellRaisers. This is their round to lose at this point. As Epsilon try to go for these rotations, PM going to try to find himself some kills. They know that they need to find some kills. Before this rush comes in on top of the site, they need to get some kills. We might just see the peak coming in right now here from Scream. Scream, again, has to create something special right now. Going to get taken down by Angel, as FXYO does get the response frag, the refrag. But they're not in a position to get refrags. They don't have enough players. There comes a kill from FXYO, trying to look at two angles at once. Gets a 6 shot. It won't be enough, though, as HellRaisers have so many bodies to charge into that site. And we get another round from HellRaisers, keeping themselves in the game. But look at this, despite winning the round, their money is not really all that great still. In fact, if they lose this, they're probably ecoing unless they get the bomb down. And then it's to be a forced buy. Oh, right, of course, it's going to be 15 rounds for Epsilon. So if they lose this, then obviously it's forced buy all the way. Okay, so Epsilon once again taking things very slow. Got the boost over the smoke. Scream looking over there. Angel. Oh, Angel's looking for his head as the Scream pops it off with the deagle. And HellRaisers 4-on-4 now as they go in middle. Going to actually find themselves running into PM very shortly with the P2000. Actually, though, they go back and he's able to pick up the deagle of Scream. Lucky deagle. Up he goes towards the window position. They're making their way into the site now. And PM might actually find himself a shot here on the guy on plateau. Oh, goes to the peak. Oh, PM! What a sick shot from him, that one dig. They're jumping into the site now. FXYO gets one, and it's going to be Simple to take the kill. Lots of damage done there. The economy is definitely going to be a little bit crippled by that. You know, so many players having to rebuy, all but Simple, I think it was. So they are still in a very grave position. If they lose this once again, they have to eco. Even though they can't eco, they'll have no money, basically. And we see that. Oh, I thought we might have seen potentially a dark take from Epsilon there, but they shy away from middle, from the double doors. I would love to see some dark takes. Give me LDLC so I can see some lower dark takes. They love throwing that in on their CT side. It is very strong if you can do it, but very hard to do well. And once again, it's a standard affair here. We do actually see Markelov, Angel, making his way out, gets pop flashed out of middle, but won't find himself a kill. Got the crossfire there for HellRaisers. You know, an FX Show and Scream. It's pretty effective crossfire, and we can see that Angel making his way up into A. It's not really occupied at all. In fact, a B split right now would be super strong because these guys are so far away from that B's bomb site. But we're going to see that A is also very good as well because there's actually no one on the site. Angel going to drop down from short. Going to find FX Show. That was such a sick frag, such a sick idea from Angel, and that's going to open up the round here massively for HellRaisers. They punch their way in onto that A bomb site, and all of a sudden we see Epsilon reeling in disgust at the beginnings of this round, and they are just going to go and save those weapons, keep those weapons alive for them. As HellRaisers are definitely looking in a very, very good position here. Oh wow, is he going to find some kills here? They can get some more frags. I mean, they're going to continually just keep the money of HellRaisers on the ropes. Obviously, right now it's already bad enough. If they will have to rebuy, then obviously they're still going to be within a spot where they won't be able to fight back if they lose a single round. Is he going to pick up 2 frags, in fact? So we'll have to see how this affects the money overall. And I mean, obviously, Simple has survived so many times. He's going to be in a spot where he can drop 2 AKs at any point. So it's going to be fine at this point now, even though, you know, a few of them are really low on the money. Look at that. That's so ridiculous. But Epsilon coming in now with their they're forcing it up a little bit as they save the 3 M4s. They know that HellRaisers are in a really weird spot when it comes to the money. Like, once again, it's not looking so hot for them. HellRaisers slowly making their way in to some picks on the B bomb site. Getting a bit of a shooting gallery situation going on. HellRaisers picking up some easy kills over by B. Still a couple M4s in the mix though on PM and Uzzziii. And we do have the bomb making its way around the double doors here from Markelov as they try to smoke off short, they try to smoke off middle. Oh, and Markelov gets a tag actually. A couple tags there on FX Show. So HellRaisers just keeping things nice and easy. Epsilon need to find out what's happening. FX Show is going to spot 3 players towards middle. That still tells them absolutely nothing. And HellRaisers just have to move together as a team now, and they can't go wrong. Surely not. Uzzzii's going to be on the site. Let's see what he's able to do. Takes the first kill with the M4. Dosia coming in from the side. That's going to be Uzzziii put in the ground as PM is now making his way from the flank. But there are still players all over the map here for HellRaisers, so PM is certainly not safe. That bomb does get planted regardless. And Epsilon definitely struggling at this point. And now we're going to see a lot of players survive, most likely. And oh, another knife from HellRaisers. How do they keep doing this? So many knives. And that's certainly going to help. Now look at the difference on the board there. So very, very comfortable. Not many rounds left to play. Epsilon on the brink of winning. In goes the buy. Big buy here from Epsilon. Got the AWP on FX Show. They do have the AWP of Simple to contest with though. FX going to actually pop flash his teammate out onto long. And it does seem like there's not a huge presence apart from Dosia on long. And that's all he's trying to do. He's just trying to provide presence in that area and make sure that Epsilon don't feel like they can push it because they don't know what they're pushing into. At the same time, Epsilon's still information gathering mode. Because the Angel might just get flashed out onto middle. Looks like that's the case. Even though Scream has his hands over his eyes, still recovers just barely enough to take the kill onto Angel. So sad news here for HellRaisers. HellRaisers have a lot of pop flash setups on this map. It's really nice to see that. Lots and lots of pop flash setups. More teams could definitely do to copy that. So it's very simple, very easy to do. There goes GMX though. Got to be very careful. HellRaisers, they can't afford to lose anybody else. Got PM in a really good angle here with this M4. And if they do go for the B push, which it looks like they will, Epsilon are looking fantastically set up to deal with this. They still have GMX behind the smoke on middle. And Uzzzii's slowly pushing out long. He's going to be coming on the flank. They're about to figure this out before it hits. That's very detrimental for HellRaisers, to say the least. As, Uzzziii might just find a frag here onto Dosia. He takes down Dosia. Now the rush comes in. We're going to see PM from above. Can he get the kills here? Does take down one player. Oh, and there's the second one. GMX getting the crossbar. Out comes the pistol here. The P2000. It's going to be kucher to make the frag, but there is the return from Uzzziii. The rotation super fast, and Epsilon make themselves around number 15. Very close now to winning this, and even after that clean previous round, look at HellRaisers, man. Their money is just so bad, and so much damage always being done by Epsilon. FX, Foxy Zero gets tagged to the legs over at middle, and oh my goodness, he got put down to 1 health with that deagle shot through the door. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. So HellRaisers now making their way up for some peeks onto the A side. They're just trying to get some information about the positions here, get some pressure. They're going to do the same with Dosia on long right now. He's going to push out. He's going to see some smoke, so that's great. It's absolutely not. That's not going to help him at all. Perhaps an Epsilon player will drift past the gap, but otherwise, it's just about assessing where the CTs are right now, as that's really going to allow them to understand whether to go for B or whether to go for A. It's as simple as that. I think we do have Angel's trying to make his... they're trying to do the pop flash setups again, get Angel out onto middle. And there is actually a smoke. So that's to cover his left angle, so he only has to look right. And so far so good for HellRaisers. You can see how systematically they're working into the map. Angel actually going to pick up the kill into GMX. Moving in with the Kirill. Uzzziii is in the pit, but pressured right now. He doesn't know if there's anybody there yet. But we can see that there is Dosia, who's hiding behind the container. Dosia's going to make a peek out. Looks like not much is going to happen as the push does come in. We're going to see Dosia trying to take control of the long area. Does take the frag onto Uzzziii. HellRaisers doing a really good job. They can at best get a draw at this point though. Best case is draw for them. Never nice. PM gonna go for the no scope. Ooh, not quite. And Angel will take him out and pick himself up an AWP. So 2 AWPs at the start of the round, and they can actually buy another AK and just AWP with 2, just the double doors at the start, and then drop it again if they really want. There's lots they can do with that. HellRaisers 2 away from drawing the map. And we're going to see the pistol play, the eco coming in from Epsilon as they struggle to get themselves up. Considering they're French, they should be a bit better at these parkour moves. And there is the spray down from Markelov. Look at that, that is glorious. And should be easy pickings now with 3 left. So just 1 P250 on FX show. So nothing too difficult to deal with. Looks like Dosia going to be picking himself up a couple of kills with the spray as well. And Scream only taking one bit of damage. There he does get taken down. So then the rounds to end all rounds. The last and final round here. There's no overtimes in SLTV. So we're going to have to see whether or not HellRaisers are able to bring this back. They got 2 AWPs there, 3 AWPs there to actually take down middle. It's the last round, so they're just investing all their money now. Get loads of AWPs rattling off into mid, and they don't get anything, and they don't even shoot more than once. So it looks like HellRaisers now in a really good position. I mean, they got a lot of time to play with. We can see a very spread out Epsilon. Look at this, so spread out at the moment. GMX going to make his way down towards short, and they can even try to push in for info. Does have its risks, but risks are definitely a good way to take control of a game. Also a good way to lose control of a game. But it depends how you feel and how safe you can make the risk. Sometimes you can make risks really safe with the proper flash setups. HellRaisers doing their systematic approach once again, trying to get themselves slowly in onto positions. We do actually have Uzzziii, I think, boosted up on the blue container on long, so he's going to be really hard to push out. They're going to jump in on top of Epsilon on short, though, and that is really clean, really clean. And they're making their way across really quickly. Uzzziii, he doesn't have any teammates really here to help him. He's going to get taken down, and things are looking really grim here now for Epsilon. As we do see Scream, the last man standing, just over by by CT spawn. There's not too much that he's going to accomplish, and he's going to go down. So looks like we are going to see ourselves a pretty darn close match there. Wow. So lots more matches to come. I can barely spend a moment to look at that one. I think we have another HellRaisers game coming up. It's going to be HellRaisers versus Orbit, which is the unwanted lineup. So guys, stay tuned for that. Be coming up after the break.